Greetings from the Jazz Cloud. I'm Richie Zellon, and I want to welcome you to the Jazz Guitar channel. A few days ago, I posted the first in a series of lessons on jazz arpeggio sweeps that will appear every Wednesday. And these sweeps are usually played very fast, most often over a slow tempo. Furthermore, they usually squeeze more notes over a beat than what we ordinarily are accustomed to playing. For example, the first lick I introduced in that video had a sweep squeezing 5/16 notes into one beat, over which we ordinarily play just 4/16 notes. It looks like this. But it can also look like this. Scary, eh? Ladies and germs, meet the tuplet monster. I don't know about you, but the first time I looked at a John Coltrane transcription and saw the tuplet monster, it scared the shit out of me. So for those of you who are still traumatized from a similar experience, stick with me because today I am going to show you how to tame the tuplet monster. Just imagine, you'll be able to listen to a Coltrane or maybe even an Alan Holdsworth recording right before bedtime, and you'll now be able to go to sleep without leaving the lights on. So coming up next, I am going to teach you all the most frequently encountered tuplet variations and how to play them. After that, I will be teaching you a jazz blues etude I wrote called Tupletude, so you can practice applying them in a musical context. The first two tuplets I want to teach you are probably the simplest, and I'm sure you're more than familiar with them. And I'm referring to quarter note and eighth note triplets. This is what the tuplet monster sounds and looks like before it grows up. And like you know, the baby tuplet monster is at the core of both the blues and mainstream jazz. The quarter note triplet simply squeezes 3 quarter notes in the place of 2. So let me play 2 sets of quarter note triplets over a measure of 4/4. And notice how it sounds like a slow 6/8 feel. The eighth note triplet compresses 3 eighth notes in the place of 2, and it should come natural to you if you play swing eighth notes. And notice how a measure of 4/4 with just eighth note triplets evokes a 12/8 time feel. Next we have eighth note quintuplets, and this is where it begins to get scary. Here the tuplet monster is no longer a baby, and this is where you compress 5 eighth notes in the place of 4. What's tricky about it is that you have to make all your notes have an even duration. And the most common mistake most make is to play an eighth note triplet followed by 2 regular eighth notes. Quintuplets also come in a 16th note variation, and this is where you compress 5 16th notes in the place of 4. And next we have Sextuplets. This is an orgy of notes. Meet the adult tuplet monster. With 16th note sextuplets, we are compressing 6 16th notes in the place of 4. Basically, it's just 2 sets of 8th note triplets played twice as fast. And before we go on to septuplets, which is known to have made full-grown musicians wet their pants upon their first encounter, I just want to let you know that I'm not just going to leave you hanging without a practical way to truly tame the tuplet monster. So I've created a special practice package that you could download from my website. It consists of PDFs for all the tuplet varieties and the etude I will show you. It also features regular notation and tablature, as well as MP3s for each example, a backing track, and for those that have the software, band-in-a-box files for everything so you can slow down, transpose, and loop any segment. And this is all available for a very nominal contribution from my website, jazzguitar.richiezelland.com/premium. So download today and put an end to those sleepless nights fearing if the tuplet monster might rear its ugly head on your next gig. At the same time, you'll help support this channel and make possible the long hours that yours truly spends in producing these lessons. Finally, we are going to look at 8th note septuplets. And this is where we squeeze 7 8th notes where we normally would have 4. So, for those of you who have had the courage to confront your fears and have made it this far with me, here's an etude I wrote featuring the different varieties of tuplets over a B-flat jazz blues. It's called Tupletude, and I wrote it specially to help you gradually tame the tuplet monster, but in a familiar musical context, the blues. And don't be intimidated by the speed of some of the tuplets you'll hear me play. The PDF notation and tab features all the fingering details, including the direction of all the sweep picking strokes. If you like the sweep arpeggios and the etude you just heard, be sure to check out the Jazz Arpeggio Sweep series that I'm posting every Wednesday. This will provide you with additional vocabulary to help you tame the tuplet monster even further. And that covers our lesson. As usual, I welcome your comments, likes, and any questions you may have. Also, if this is your first time on the Jazz Guitar channel and you enjoyed this lesson, please subscribe and don't forget to click on the bell icon so you'll be notified of all my upcoming lessons. Please be sure to stay safe, and until we meet again, here's a couple of videos I suggest you check out.